We are a charity that's run for over 100 years. So our building was gifted to Refurb just over 100 years ago. It was gifted, beautiful old building that had been sort of made up in 5 stages, given over without any money to go with it. The town kept it going, and about 11 years ago now, an employed person, as of me, came into this. So there was another lady who did it for 4 years, and then myself. We're incredibly part-time. I only do 16 hours. Everybody else is a volunteer, so trustees and volunteers. And with an old building, as everybody knows, they just have so many problems. Until I came, they'd never been attempted to go for grants to get anything fixed. So they'd sort of trickled over. And I think from my point of view, what I said to Leona was, we'd got so many projects on the go. We've got a roofing project we were trying to start at the time, which amazingly we've just completed. But we're sort of learning about the heritage side of fund finding, completely, sort of thrown in at the deep end. So for me, the point of contact was brilliant, because there is me. My trustees are have got all sorts of skills in their background. And we did have an architect who helped sort of do some of the preliminary work of 2 years ago for a roof project. But unfortunately, he passed away. And we've been, I've got a lot of lovely people, but their background isn't in building or heritage. So it's been quite hard. I think the network of this project is really helpful, because you don't feel like we are a small charity. We don't have others to talk to. We don't have other people to access to ask questions. Leona was phenomenally helpful in the fact that we are obviously trying to raise money any way we can, and we'd let out a room to an accountant to keep him in the village, the town really. And one of his clients is an energy consultancy, and they have to be absolutely categorically open about everything to do with energy and with everybody they're dealing with. So we were jumped all over in terms of energy certification and all sorts of things. So even the basic bits of knowledge I had, I wasn't sure I was right. So Leona was brilliantly helpful and was able to ask your network there, because obviously, we're not reinventing the wheel. Other public buildings have these things, and they know what you need and what you don't need. So the access to that core of information was just invaluable. It saved me, days and hours of trying to troll through information to just find out the nuggets of basics. So that was really useful. And one of the first Zoom calls I came into on the conferences was to do with reviving a place. And I can't remember the lady's name, but she was phenomenal, because somebody else asked, and they'd heard that catering and getting the cafe would raise money for your venue, and she almost straightforwardly said, it's not the be on and end all. We sort of all say that you don't make that much on catering, so if you've got other avenues to go down, go down those. And that was really again a nugget that was so useful, because my trustees had been saying, oh, maybe we should put extra into the kitchen to sort of make more of that, and actually it's not what we do best, so I think so I think those two, definitely that. And then the grants, the one about applying and fundraising for grants, was so useful, because although I was lucky enough to get a Pride in Place grant locally to help with the roof, we had to match fund. We did, first time we've had to do that, we did really well, and that was great, but wasn't aware that we would all be paid retrospectively. So our cash flow has been in absolute dire straits, because we had to pay up for all the work that's gone on, and then only retrospectively can get the grant back. So you're sitting in for us it was nearly £25,000 hole, which completely created chaos in everything we do. And but on the conference that talked about gift aid, you had the lottery there, and you had the Pilgrim Trust, and they were all able to answer questions, because I don't think I could go for another grant without knowing that there was somebody who would pay for core costs of staffing, because pretty much for most of this project I've just carried on and done it, and I, within my own hours, we don't have enough money to pay me more. There aren't other people to bring on board. So you're sort of, tripping over yourself. So information like that. And also, the lottery said their new awards are coming out in January, so for heritage, so hang on to that. For me, the fact that it's going to be heritage can be place for next year will really help, because we have a phenomenal garden and we want to do things out there, and part of our heritage is that garden. It was where the soldiers recuperated after the Second World War. So there were so many lovely bits, and it's I was able to ask one of the ladies, we've got the roof done. That was obviously something that desperately needed doing, because we had holes and it stopped us even letting out rooms. And we've also got a drainage problem to the front of the building and windows. And I said, what would you go for next? Would you go for the windows or the drains? And I wish I could remember her name. It will come back to me. The lovely lady just said, no, top and tail it. You've done the roof, sort out the ingress of water, sort out the drains and that before you look at your windows. So again, it's just those nuggets of information which just sort of go, and it's somebody else just not share the load, just sort of have an input to say, okay, that's what you should be looking at, because you sort of
and connecting with other people that are going through the same thing as you, and
hugely.
Actually it's not just us that are having this problem about all of these
everybody,
which doesn't take away the problem, but it's just nice, isn't it, to know that you're not alone.
Absolutely. It's so many other people on the calls were like, our problem is the roof, or damp, or our problem is cash flow, and you sort of go, we're not reinventing the wheel, we're not doing something badly wrong, we're actually pretty stable. But we the connection with other people and the feeling you're not alone is huge when you're a small organization, I think.
Have you kept up any of those relationships, or built any relationships with any of the other organisations?
We haven't. I sort of made tentative feelers out with one locally, and we'll try and follow it up again sort of next year. It has been quite a mad year for us, because of the roof project took over pretty much my life, I think, and all our time. So we completed that at the end of last month. So we're trying to tie up sort of this year, and then we will sort of take stock again, I think, next year. I think from the calls that I saw with you, probably the Heritage Lottery that we'll go for, and try and look at, see if we can, because the garden really needs a ramp into it, and it needs signage, and sort of making a historical, actually announcing what it was, showing people what it was. So that very much, I think, ties in with what Heritage Lottery looking at, and that would be lovely. So that the Pilgrim Trust were just such a lovely match. It was when they explained how they came about. It's almost the same year that they started. They're very small. They just need one-to-one people to talk to, so that they know what the projects are. And it's like, sort of went, oh gosh, this feels like such a good fit for things like our windows, because they were sort of saying they really value the attention to detail and the care and the skillmanship that goes into something. And for us, the couple of small bits that we've had done, we've had some really fantastic joiners do really lovely bits for us, and it would be so fabulous to be able to get funding to do that. And I think so that's a separate, I think, so it's almost as if things that we need fit so beautifully into two offers of sort of funds out there. And so I think we need to sort of look at those closely. But I also, after this year, realised that how much I need to sort of find the time to do it. I think just in terms of people power here, we have to do it sort of one at a time, and it's getting the priority right, while still keeping the community contact here, because I'm blown away this year by people match funding and basically buying a tile. Each people were just buying a tile to matching to make us some money. And I think we need to sort of give back again, sort of some more events in the garden, some more sort of community, sort of help build some of our groups back up again, because there's no point in keeping the building so beautiful if people aren't coming or have nothing to do here. So got to balance that as well. It's quite a fine